bloody hell are you? This is a private members bar. Exclusively for the supporters of the greatest football team in the world. Manchester United. Now please, enlighten me. Who the fuck are you?
Evening, welcome to tonight's match. Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. This is how Manchester United line up. Number 6.
Hi there everybody, welcome to the match. Martin Tyler here, Alan Smith sitting alongside me.
Thank you Martin, looking forward to this.
Today's game, Manchester United against Crystal Palace. Well, the Eagles of Crystal Palace, will they be flying high, do you think, Alan Smith?
No, I think good solid form for this side over the last few games, so it goes without saying they will want to continue that here.
Well, the players have very little margin for error today in one way, because we've got a referee who is very, very letter of the law.
Takes no prisoners, does he? And I think in some matches it can be good, but the managers should have made that clear in the dressing room, made sure that the players don't dive in early doors.
What's a crack again there, YouTube? Your good friend Dasmerg. Vinnie Jones at the beginning there. God love Vinnie Jones. It's a shame he really hasn't got much of a crack there to break out of his shell, so to speak. But rolling along pretty sweet here. And oi, you fancy a bit of football? That's your good friend Dasmerg's terrible English accent. Anyways, what's happening again there, YouTube? Yeah, your good friend Dasmerg, he plays a little football too. Yeah. Little FIFA 12 action for you, and this is on PC. Again, why I pay to play. I guess one could say, but why I play this on PC, by the way, is the mod support. Sometimes you can fix or at least mitigate some of the things that are wrong with it. And there's a whole lot of stuff actually going on for FIFA 12. I haven't really delved too deep into it. I mean, faces, kits, referees, ad boards, stadiums, graphics, wipes. I mean, all kinds of stuff out there for you. But it's some of it's a little more advanced too. But to give you some background here, I am Crystal Palace, who was in the N-Power League, which is the league below the Premiership, which is the top-level league for anybody out there who doesn't follow footy, doesn't follow the English football goings-ons. So what the English have is they have the English Premiership, which is all their top teams in one league, and then they have three basically relegation or feeder leagues below that, and what do you call it there? Crystal Palace was in the league below this one, and last season I played through that one and got promoted. Because what happens is the top two teams from the league below get promoted to the league above, and the bottom two teams get what they call relegated or dumped down to the bottom two. Just looking at a text here of my wife giving me what for here for making it work on Saturday. Well, I said I don't play in soccer. Anyways, so if you're not a mank, you're a wank. Sadly, I'm a wank because I'm Crystal Palace here. Just trying to build them into a team. I tried doing the building the team with one of the lower teams up. What it was like Bristol Rovers, and that was from the bottom N-Power 2 league, and it was just it's just too much, and you only get 15 seasons, and this is the career mode from FIFA 12, and be a manager. So, a franchise association type style, if you're not familiar with playing FIFA. And, I originally, normally when I play FIFAs too, I like to take lower teams. Cardiff actually was one of my favorites, but now they're they're like in the league that Crystal Palace just came out of. So, and they were one of the bottom teams. Fancy that! All the money that's flooded into English soccer. I guess people got to spend their money on something. So we're just flashing through highlights here. The game I just played here against Manchester United. This is early on in the second season, and things are going well for Crystal Palace. What I've done with that team is stripped out what I didn't like of it and brought in. They have what they call a transfer system. So there's transfer windows that are open for. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a month, in 2 periods of the season, at the beginning and basically dead in the middle. Or is it a month and a half? I can't remember which one it is. I want to say a month. Sounds more correct to me, but maybe some of you soccer followers out there, or I can go back and look myself and hardcore check it out for you. But there's transfer windows, and that's basically an opportunity for you to sell players or to buy new players. So it's basically like a free agency period, but it's a little bit different because English football is a little more hardcore. What do you call it? They a team buys a player and gives them a contract. They own the rights to that player, and then they can sell the rights to that player. And on top of that, the player also makes a wage. So there's 2 things you have to keep in mind when you're managing a team, which is the amount of money that you have available to purchase new players, which depends on a number of factors. How you finish in the league. There's there's the John Payne Trophy. There's the League Cup. There's the FA Cup, and then there's also the European Championship, the UEFA Championship there every 2 years. And you have to qualify, and I'll have to go through that. This would be the year that it's playing. Next year it'll go back into qualifying again. So I'll have to go through the qualification process for that.
Well, that is half-time, and the score is 0-0 here. We've got a few players in this first half who picked up that old nickname Jigsaw because they've gone to pieces in the box. They haven't taken those chances that have been well made for them.
Yeah, to say they've lost the cool would be putting it mildly. It's been not the best exhibition of clinical forward play from that lot.
And we're back again. Some halftime highlights there from the first half. So Manchester United has put the gears to me pretty good. They've created quite a few chances. The chances have been fairly evenly distributed in the first half between the 2 of us there. I think it's not too far along here. It'll flash up, but I think I might edit it out because there's a lot of hokey midfield play where you're just basically bouncing the ball around between teams, and even end-to-end action. And I'm not gonna I trim this a 45-minute game and 10-minute half, so it's 20 minutes plus all the extra. It's been trimmed down to 15 minutes. Not too bad, man. I mean, it was 45 minutes to give you an idea total capture. So it was like, ooh, I edited out basically a half hour of stuff of nonsense. A lot of it's just, like I said, if you've ever seen The Simpsons talking about soccer there, passes it to the center back passes it to the centerman passes it back to the linebacker passes it back to the center back. But I was talking about Crystal Palace here. So what I've done with them is through the transfer periods, and there's also youth scouting. By the way, you can hire scouts, and again, that costs you team money. So it's it's a sport for the rich, man. That's why the elite teams are elite, because they got a lot of fucking money. I mean, what did Manchester United here sold, not too terribly long ago, but I think with Old Trafford sold for just over $1 billion, or $1.5 billion. I think they are still the richest sports franchise in the world, aren't they? Like all sports, all considered. So, but anyways, what I've done with good old Crystal Palace here, who's an old school team from England, from back in the olden days of Shocker type, is took them over last season. And systematically what I've been doing through the transfer periods and work on the money is stripping out what I didn't like about it, bringing in basically a youth movement. Is the other thing is they had a bunch of older players that were get rid of them. I like the younger players, and I've gone young and I've gone spooking fast too, because as the saying goes, speed corrects a lot of mistakes. When you're fast, you can correct a lot of mistakes. What do you call it? At speed there. But anyways, I'm wandering off topic there. But this is early on in the second season. My first few games have really not been against really too much. I mean, I've played the game before this was against the team that got promoted with me. What was it, Middlesbrough, I think, from the Empower League up to the Premiership here. So. And this is really my first test of the upper echelon of the Premier League against Manchester United here. And as you can tell, they're giving me what for, because I've walked over a couple of these teams, like 3-1, 4-0, 2-0 with some of my victories here. So, and here we go. Am I going to break it open? Oh, post! Oh, Jerome! Oh, Jerome! Okay, no more of the bad English accent. So that's a pretty sweet goal there, man. And that's important because, what do you call it, for me, Crystal Palace here, if I could knock off Manchester United, I mean, this is like one of the elite teams, basically soccer clubs of the world, never mind the Premiership. So, well, I know some folks out there who are into it are not going to agree with me too hardly on that. Impressions on FIFA 12, by the way, might as well talk a little bit about that. You know, it's better. It's a lot better than it has been. It's probably I haven't played PES. I played 11s? No, 10. And that was on Xbox. I used to play it on PC back in the day. I used to get both, actually. And then they sort of both got kind of And the other issue is, time and money. For this guy there for a little bit was, start working full time, and when I was a sales and marketing rep for a manufacturer's rep company, man, there for a couple of years. I just didn't have the time for all these sports games, man. You play some Madden, you play some college football, and you play a couple other titles like like a GTA or a shooter or something like that, and you just left with no other time. Never mind when I fell into the MMO death cycle there for a few years with a good friend Dasmerg, but pretty hardcore with EVE Online and Lineage 2 there for a while, by the way. So, but that'll be a topic for another day, because I am going to be getting Guild Wars 2. But again, I'm wandering off topic here. But check that out whenever that gets released. Probably late summer at the latest, it sounded like, and after the last beta. And that game is just a lot of fun. I mean, you can level your character up just wandering around the world, because you get experience points from just exploring. But anyways, get back to soccer and what I was talking about for FIFA 12. Not too bad. It's still got some really annoying things. Like the classic FIFA thing is the button lag carryover, like from offense to defense. You go to do a defensive stop, and you end up getting the ball right on your player's foot, and it turns into a wild shot off to God knows where. I mean, I never understood why that never got fixed. As soon as there's a change of possession, why that was an automatic cancel, but instead of having to do and Manchester United is still giving me what for here. But what else? Oh, your players still run away from the fucking ball. That drives me absolutely crazy, man. That your players will always favor playing their position over playing the ball, and it's maddening. There's still lag in switching players. Like if you do a pass where the ball goes up in the air, you'll get stuck on the one guy and you can't switch off him. It's just like, no, give me the other guy who's 2 feet from the ball. The tactical defending is not too bad. I guess FIFA players like a whole lot of control over all those players, man, because I couldn't imagine playing football. But NFL football, you can control all the players like this. It was impressive, Darth. And your good friend Dasmerg is victorious in a 1-0 final. Woo, baby. But not too bad with the FIFA. It's still probably the most rage-inducing sports game that there is. And it definitely still could use some work. I mean, the stadiums are, still incomplete. I don't think the commentary has been touched in this game for at least half a decade, man. Seriously. And the presentation is pretty, comparatively to some of the other sports titles that are out there. It's pretty, But, I guess soccer folks out there are more concerned about the gameplay. Anyways, your good friend Dasberg. Thanks for watching. Don't know what I'll hit you with next. See you, YouTube.